Welcome to the Johnny Dell Football Academy podcast on the channel that's trying to answer the whys and hows of the game by talking through and dissecting game film and diving deeper to explain why the X's zig and the O's zag. I am Adam Marino, joined by Mr. Johnny Dell, and we are reminding you, as always, the most fun way to watch is on YouTube, where we go live. There you can comment into the live show. Be sure to hit the notification bell and turn on your notifications so you can be a part of the conversation. We also stream live on Facebook and X. Also, the audio versions are always found on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. Now, if you are live with us in the chat, it's probably because you are subscribed, you've hit the notification bell, and turned those notifications on. So, when sharing with your friends, be sure to let them know. We also love to hear from you outside of our live show. Email us at jonnydelsfootballacademy@gmail.com, and you can always check out the website jfa49.com, as it is the most fun way to support the channel. Also, the way we boost the chat and boost the algorithm is to type out hashtag JD49. Welcome in. Happy Friday. Happy Juneteenth. We are going to discuss all things Niners. Bang, bang. Good morning, Johnny. How's it going, dude?
It goes well. Man, excited to get into some Ashtyn Davis tape.
Yes, same.
Depending on your definition of excited, but yeah.
I'm excited. It's Friday. In about 5.5 hours, Team USA against those boys from Down Under.
Is there something going on around the country today?
The foosball.
Recently,
it's the foosball.
There's
a footy.
I keep hearing about something. I will say it's been amazing to see Europeans and people around the world experiencing the United States for the first time, experiencing a Walmart. That alone is an experience. I will say, even you can grow up in the United States, and Walmart is an experience. Just people watching in Walmart is an experience. So,
all right, Mike B. Shout out to Mike B. Not having to get his kid out the door for school. We're too cool for school here, brosif.
Yeah, I see. I still forget that sometimes other parts of the other country don't have the same school calendar schedule as Alabama. I grew up in Oregon, and we didn't get out until around this time. Kind of mid to late June, and then we would go back after Labor Day. In Alabama, school here got out in May, before Memorial Day. Before Memorial Day, and we go back. Yeah, we go back in like the I think it's August 10th. Is around when we go back. So, which I don't understand, because it is hotter than
Hades.
It is just than the 80s. Okay,
Hades.
It is
80s.
So hot. Okay,
80s.
Hades.
What?
I was like,
why would that? Yeah,
I don't know. You say things sometimes, and
say things. Yes.
But it's so hot in August. Why are we sending kids back to school in August? It is stupid.
Well, because we don't want them to go in June when the humidity hits. I mean,
and I'm saying about Alabama, okay? It is humid all the time in Alabama.
Same in Indiana, but you add the heat with it, it's bad.
Yeah, and August is the worst time for Alabama. Like, August we're just stupid hot here.
Yeah.
And you're actually on like 3 months of stupid hot. Right now, it's actually like going to be 85 today in Alabama. August should be 98 with a heat index of like 120 every single day. It's just stupid.
Shish kebabs. It's going to be 75 today. Amazing. We got a cold front come in. Tornado. We got tornadoes touchdown. Not
hey, you
far.
too? Yeah.
So
sometimes. Apparently, I just found out like this week from Europeans seeing the storm shelter signs here in the South that they don't get a lot of tornadoes anywhere else in the world. So yay for us. Twister.
You're like, what is this? Yeah. It's a realistic movie. Hey, also happy Father's Day to not only you, but all of the fathers in the chat. So happy Father's Day. It was my mom and Paul McCartney's birthday yesterday. They are
Okay,
exactly 10
okay.
years apart. Exactly. So happy 74th to my mom and happy 84th to a Sir
Wow,
Paul McCartney, who's still out and about and trying
look
to
at him
sing.
go.
God bless him. He can't really do it, but hey, he's out there. He lost his voice, but that's okay. At 84, I hope to be even just breathing. So, hotter than Satan's armpit. Yes, Fresno. Fresno is Satan's armpit.
Yeah, okay, okay. Wow,
All right,
shots fired.
let's let
Anyways,
let's get into the task at hand, and that is Ashtyn Davis. So before you get into the film, what I'm curious is what is something that jumped out to you that maybe you weren't expecting that we can look for here,
well, so
if
I saw a
anything,
lot.
if
Yeah,
anything.
I saw some things like right after he was signed of, oh, look, the 49ers, they saw one practice of their safeties on the field and they immediately went and signed somebody else that had starting experience. Like that was something I'd
That
seen
fair.
all over
That's
social media.
fair.
And Dante Whitner has said that he thinks this is a guy who's going to be pushing for a starting spot.
Here's a guy
And
who
I think watching the tape, I think that was a generous um opinion that wasn't based off of watching his tape. It was looking at that somebody with starting experience. Because when I watched his tape, I was like, I think this is a depth piece that can play special teams. That has starting experience, but it's kind of like at the beginning of Avengers Infinity War, Loki comes in and he says, I have experience here. And he says, "You call failure experience?" And he says, "I call experience experience." I feel like Ashtyn Davis is walking in saying, "I call experience experience." That just because he had starting experience doesn't mean it was a good starting experience. Uh, that I don't see anything here that says this is an improvement over what we have. That
Okay.
if anything, I would say I look at this and I say I'd take Malik Mustafa over Ashtyn Davis here. I would take Marquis Siegel over Ashtyn Davis here. I would take Jair Brown over Ashtyn Davis here.
Oh, you're gritting your teeth.
That was painful to say. You have no idea how painful that was to say. Um,
Right.
But no, I understand the thought behind that of, okay, this is somebody that's come in, eh, that has that, but the tape, it just isn't gonna back that up. Not terrible, not terrible. I've seen worse safety play, but when I look at him, I say, okay, there's some things that are missing, like one, not aggressive. He's somebody that isn't constantly looking to get in on tackles, isn't constantly looking to hit somebody. He's kind of there, playing safety more like a cornerback. And so there's a lot of reps where, runs coming up the middle and he's running up, and where most guys would want to get in on that tackle, he's just kind of still standing there as the guy's being finished tackling. Like, not that there's a pile and he's not jumping on the pile. I'm not asking for somebody to do that. I'm saying that there's, a moment where you can get in on that tackle and he still kind of just stands back. And there's a lot of reps like that. There's a lot of reps where, a play's going on the other side of the field. I don't see 100% effort. I don't see, and then some things happen and he shows up late to the party. And it's like, okay, if you'd given full effort, you would have been there, you would have been on that tackle. So there's a lot of plays like that where there's not really much to show, but I watched all those. I did pull a lot of clips that there is things to show, and there's good and bad. But overall, when I say I don't see a mentality and a way of playing safety that for me looks like it fits 49ers culture. And that's my biggest question mark about this signing is I just say I don't see you as a 49ers kind of culture fit player on defense. Like on defense, they're all about that we're going to be fast, we're going to be physical, we're going to be able to, drop back and force you to throw it underneath. And if that happens, we're going to come and light you up and separate you from the ball, and we're going to make you pay and earn every yard. And he doesn't seem like he fits that kind of a culture.
Yeah.
He feels like more of a finesse player. and he feels like more of a player of opportunity. He's got some really good straight line speed and some decent hips, but just there seems to be a lot of things that just don't fit as much to me. So I'd say this is probably a depth piece that has starting experience that can play special teams, because he did play special teams under Brant Boyer with the Jets.
All right, so let's get into a little bit of what you're seeing here.
So we're gonna start it with some good. There is some good here. Okay, so this is early in the year against the Bills. He's here as the deep safety. They're trying to hide this coverage from Josh Allen a little bit, make it look like a zone. He's going to end up dropping down late and be in man coverage on the tight end. And here, the Bills aren't really fooled by it. They understand the situation, and you can see Josh Allen pointing it out. There's coming with a blitz, and he ends up giving this blitz away a little early, a couple times. Plus, he drops down. They're going to try and do a little interference here where they run this out, some interference here. They're trying to create traffic for him to work through on these two out, uh, one coming outside to inside and then one inside to outside. They're trying to create traffic for him to work through on the tight end and work the tight end on out and up, go for the end zone. Now here, he does a good job. They pass this off. He picks up the tight end and he's out of phase, but he plays it well. He's going to play through the eyes to the hands. You read a guy's eyes, or do they start tracking the ball? That's what you look for when you're in this position. You want to get on that guy's eyes, his face, and say, okay, is he just running and looking back at the quarterback, or do those eyes go up and look for a ball? Because if that happens, you know a ball is on its way. And then you play through the hands. You read the hands, that when the hands go up, your hand goes in there and fights it between their hands. And he does a good job here. Plays the hands through to the eyes to the hands, and it's a good play on the ball. So I like this. He shows his speed and his hips, that when he's in these positions, he can play pretty well. Okay, you got the ability. Look at the fans over here having, they almost had it, but that's a moment that I like. Okay, here is the safety. They're going to run a little swing out here, and he's got to go make a tackle in space. Can you get out there, make this tackle? I like he's going to attack the outside hip, force him back in if he can't get the tackle, but he gets the tackle down. All right, cool. Good job. Here he is. This is near the end of the game against the Chargers. The Chargers are trying to run the ball out. They're going to come on his way. He's got to fill this gap, get in here against the run. He's going to stick his nose in there and get in on the stop. He makes the initial stop. Here he is, 21. And then there's going to be a linebacker that comes in and finishes this off. But he's the guy who makes the initial stop, gets in there, works through it, bang. And then, so I'm liking what I see there. Here he is. Yeah. Here they're going to bring this motion across, and it's going to change the strength. So they're going to drop this safety down, drop him back. And the Browns are going to go with like this play that we've seen the 49ers run all the time. This will slide. They're going to play action fake, roll out. You got a tight end on a corner route here. So he's got to work through the play action fake. He's got to work through this to pick up the tight end. So here comes a fake. I like it. Okay, he's going to bail out here. He knows what's coming. So he's going to jump this corner route. So Dylan Gabriel, he wants to go there with the ball. He can't go there. He can't go here. So now Dylan Gabriel's got to take off and run. So I like it. It's good, solid coverage. You didn't bite so hard on the play fake. They weren't able to hit what they wanted to hit. He's out here. They're going to try and run a little wide receiver screen out here, block on these two guys. They want to get their wide receiver one-on-one with him in space. And he does a good job here. He's going to come up, one terrible block by the wide receiver, but solid tackle in space. He's able to get in there and make a good tackle. Where am I at here now? Here he is at deep safety. So they're going to run a little corner route here. And, he does a good job reading the quarterback's eyes and flowing to where he's reading. You can see him start to tip over there. And then once he sees the throw, the break on the ball, he makes a diving interception. Now, this one doesn't count because the laundry comes out for defensive holding on the corner. But, hey, that's pretty good. We didn't see our safeties making diving interceptions last year. So I'll give him that here. Good film study. They're going to come out in a wildcat here the Browns are, and you can see him pointing out where the play is going. He knows it's coming this way. He knows, he's saying it's coming this way, coming this way, coming this way. And so when it happens, he's there for it, and he makes the tackle. So you like to see that. You say, okay, can we bring him down here and we bring him on a blitz? You can. He comes here off a blitz off the edge and makes a solid tackle, gets the near hip. All right. I like that. Here, he's going to be down here. They're trying to again fake this little gives Baker some miscues here. They're going to end up rotating out of this late, and he's going to drop as a deep safety here. This is near the end of the game. The Bucs are trying to come back. He does a good job reading Baker's eyes here in this drop back. He's going to break out of here and then turn and go pick up this route. So good job flipping the hips here, turn, go, and then turns and locates the ball after that. Now, this is also a horrible throw by Baker. So, I mean, you can see this, like, this ball is nowhere near where Egbuka was like,
right.
That's just a terrible throw, but he gets an interception, right? I will never knock somebody for getting an interception.
Right.
So he makes the play when it needs to be made and when it's there. So there's some solid moments and moments where you say, okay, this guy has shown some decent play in here, and you went and made some plays. Now, that's where the good clips stop.
All right, so we're 17 minutes in, and now avert thine eyes.
I got to get my coffee in here
to get your fuel for this.
Yeah. All right. Which I will say, got my new tumbler in, the IXOXOSF tumbler in here. These are going to be up for sale on the merch store very soon. After I get the rest of my test prints in, I'll share the link and people can get them. I love this tumbler. I've drank more water in the past week than probably ever in my life. It's just amazing.
You go to the bathroom a lot.
Hey, we don't need to talk about that kind of stuff here. So here he's going to be a safety. Now, one of the problems I have is that he has good straight line speed. He doesn't have great short area burst, and you'll see that here. So this is a situation. They're running a little swing pass, and they're trying to get a block on this corner as he's coming out. So he's got to split this gap here and make this tackle. Now, the outside corner here's got to do a better job of force, but you got to have better burst in the area than this.
Whoop.
And you give up a touchdown. Doesn't have that good short area burst. He doesn't bring a lot of thump. So here, this is against the Eagles. Saquon and Jalen Hurts are running this little read option or / zone read thing here. So he's got to first protect a little bit against the zone read quarterback keeper, and then go make a strong tackle here with Saquon down in the red zone. And here, he doesn't slow him down at all. That's not exactly bringing a lot of thump to the goal line areas where you need to tackle with some thump. And now this play is saved because this guy comes in like Alfred Collins and has a punch out right at the goal line. But if that guy doesn't do it, then we're saying this is 2 touchdowns in 2 plays that Ashtyn Davis has given up. Don't like that. Here he is playing as a box safety. They're going to get, this is Jahan Dotson on him, and he's going to end up digging him out. Not a fan of that. Jahan Dotson is a receiver that's 185 pounds. This is not exactly like A.J. Brown coming in there and digging you out. This is one of the smaller receivers in the NFL is getting up in here, and he's getting you out of your gap. And then you give up the explosive run. That is a run right through his gap. Like that is his gap. He is supposed to be in here, and he's going to get worked out of this gap. Not a fan. Not a fan of that. And you can't give up a 25-yard run because you got out of your gap. Not ideal. Here, he's going to be in cover 2, so he's a deep half safety. Now, when teams are playing this, they've got to there's got to be clear communication and everybody on the same page of how the corner and safety want to play these combos, especially when you're on the weak side of the field to the short side. So you're on the boundary side, they're on a hash. There's only two receivers over here, so you're the weak side. A lot of times they'll like these guys to redirect outside, and they want to widen these safeties so that the safety can leverage them inside, and then they've got a help defender. But other times they do, if they say it's the short side of the field, we're going to funnel this guy inside, and then we want the safety to get deeper. And then he leverages the outbreaking route because that we know this team likes to do those sorts of stuff. They don't like to send these weak side guys on posts for whatever reason or for their scouting and how it ties into their offense. So these guys have got to be on the same page of where the redirect is happening, because those redirects are happening to create positive leverage for your safeties. You don't want to have what you don't want is your safety out here head up on a receiver, because at that point you have no leverage. Now they have a two-way go on you, and that's just a really bad matchup. Usually safeties on receivers. So here you see there's a redirect inside. They're squeezing him inside. Then this corner's he's got to sink a little bit more. But when that happens, he's got to widen out to the numbers and then look to attack to the middle, because you got to you got to earn leverage somehow. Right now, you are just lined up. You've got this guy backside. You got a Mike that's going to be coming down here. I don't love this. You need to widen a little bit more, because this guy, you got to widen a little bit more, because that guy can set you up inside right now or outside. You really have no good leverage point here. And so what do? They just bring this halfback out here. This corner's got to respect it, and they're just going to hit a corner route here. And you're just making it way too easy, and that's an explosive gain. I mean, you're talking a 35-yard pass play. That's an explosive play. You can't be giving up that many explosive plays. Okay, so here he is on the far side. I got to remember which play this is.
Was this when the Panthers were good or when they were bad? Remember last year?
This
they
is
were
last. Well,
but you know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, this is one of the worst plays I saw from him. They're going to come running right through here. He's going to come and run support, and he tries to go for the ball. Like, dude, you got to make a tackle. You're a safety here. You've got to get your guy on the ground. He tries to punch the ball out, and what you see here is, I mean,
oof. Jeez, he gave up an extra 20 yards.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can see it really well from the end zone. Here he is when he comes out, that he tries to, you can see that punch at the ball. I like aggressiveness to go for the ball, but like, dude, you've got to get a guy on the ground. Like,
his windup, you can see.
Yeah. I mean, you can see the windup. He's trying to go for it. I mean, you're trying to make a splash play. I understand. I mean, but you have got to get this guy on the ground. If you can't punch it out, you got to get your guy on the ground. You can't punch with one hand, have the other hand not on your guy, because this is boom or bust. You are the last line of defense for this guy going. So when you miss this, there he is, 5 more yards, 10 more yards, 15 more yards, almost 20 more yards after contact from you.
Field goal range.
Like, you're a safety, you cannot give up that kind of a play. So I have a problem with that. Here he's going to be in man coverage on Tommy Tremble. So Tommy Tremble, to put it in perspective, is a tight end who had 249 receiving yards all last year. 37 targets, 27 catches. We're not talking about a prime receiving tight end in the league. This guy is just going to run a slant on him, and if Bryce hits him, I mean, this is a massive play, because you like, I would say I would give you the benefit of the doubt that you're trying to funnel to inside help from your safety. But again, the call here seems to be they're rotating help much more over the receivers. So you've got to play this inside out. Like, you can't play this outside in. And so he gets moved outside, gets caught flat-footed, and then tries to attack. Again, if he gets hit on this, if they hit this slant, you've got a safety going one way, you've got him flat-footed, and this guy is able to split through here and make a huge gain.
What is
So
Bryce
really,
doing?
I don't know. But like just poor fundamentals of the details of defense. Like you can see he's lining up for inside leverage because they know that this is going to rotate over. So you can't give up your inside leverage. Like it's just really poor fundamentals here of playing man coverage. Like you can't
He got okey doke.
Got completely flat-footed. And like I said, it's not like that was George Kittle out there. It's not like this is Travis Kelce out there. It's not like it's Zach Ertz out there. This was Tommy Tremble. And Tommy Tremble cooks you. That's not good. All right. On to clip number 2. Okay. So here he is as the far box safety. And they're going to run a little pin and pull on this. So they're going to pin, pull out and block on this. This is something that we got cooked on in 2023, right? Our safeties really bad against the pin and pull. You remember that, Adam?
I'm trying to think.
So like 2023, it was really the Lions were beating us with it. The Packers nearly nailed us with it.
Yeah.
Where you block down on the edges.
Then we talked about it later of getting players
and you pull a tackle. Yes. I mean, this was what I talked about when we drafted Malik Mustafa. I was like, they drafted somebody to stop about the pin and pull.
Yeah.
Well, and it was mainly pin and pull. I remember. Yeah. Yeah. So he's in here as this guy. You have a forced defender. Here's how this defense is going to work. You have a forced defender. You have a contained defender. So the contained guy is meant to try and keep you in the tackle box. If it gets outside of that, you have a forced defender. That means it will force this play back inside. So where do you force it back to? Your help in here. And these guys have got to maintain their lanes. So he's got to be right in here. You got your contained defender, and then your forced defender is going to be out here. You got a linebacker through here. So he's got to be inside this wide receiver that's trying to block him. Instead, this guy gets his arm. He's got good leverage initially. The guy gets his arm under his armpit and just moves him out of the hole right there. Okay, so boom, right there. He's out of his gap. He is supposed to be in here right where this running back comes through. And that is a massive explosive run. Like this gives you shades of what the 49ers dealt with in 2023, where these safeties were not filling in here and you had these running backs hitting that gap and exploding through. And I get it. The other safety still needs to get him on the ground sooner, but you're just seeing explosive after explosive after explosive that are being given up. That is my biggest concern. Far too many explosive plays being given up. When you're the title of your position is safety, meaning you are like the last line of defense. Seeing this many explosive plays being given up really concerns me here. This is what I mean again against this short area burst. It's not there. Here he needs to come up and make that tackle.
Gosh.
And that's another explosive run. Remember, explosive runs are 10 or if we say graciously 12 yards, 12-yard runs are explosive runs. That's an explosive run now because your safety didn't get in on the tackle. He's just late to the party, right? So far too many explosive plays. If I put on a ticker reel like this of our safeties giving up this many explosive plays, we would sit here and say, get this guy off my team now. Okay. Yeah. Here's when I'll give him a little bit of grace because the pass rush is not good here. And so this does create problems, but he does a good job initially. Ladd McConkey's coming across the field. This is Ashtyn Davis. He's going to turn and pick this up. He's kind of playing this almost like a trick safety, but I think it's deep half. Might be quarters here on that side of the field. So he's cross keying to the 3 receiver sides, and you can see him. He's reading Herbert and to McConkey. He's there to pick this up, But again, the eyes, and I don't know what the coaching technique was here at this point of vision technique versus plastering. Vision technique meaning you keep about 90% of your vision on the quarterback and you use 10% of the peripheral to read things out. But once this play starts going this long, you've got a plaster. He's got a plaster to Lad McConkey, and he doesn't, and he gives up a touchdown.
Mm.
So you're seeing touchdowns, you're seeing explosives, too many big, costly plays in games. Again, the pass rush did not help him out here, but you still got to plaster and you still got to do your job. Here, this is one that they're going to come with a play action fake, run this crosser like we do. He's slow on, like he reacts to it as if it's a run, but he's a little bit slow on the trigger against the run. And then he's then slow getting back into coverage. And he's right there in the right spot for to take away the pass. It's one of those, like, this is a hard play for me to wrap my mind around because it's like there's a number of layers of like you're a little slow on this trigger, but that does kind of put you in the perfect spot to pick this up. But then you retreat so hard.
You turn your
and
back
and your corner's there, and I get it. He's like, oh, I gotta be help deep. But my corner's there. Like, it's just it doesn't look good. That is bad football. Like, if you're a coach, you're gonna look at that film in your position group meetings. You're saying, guys, this is bad football. This is bad football. Like, this is a bad play. Here, they're gonna put him in conflict. So they're running this wildcat zone read again. He's going to get caught too long on the handoff. And so they're coming right through his gap again. So here he is. You can see him. He says, I got to take this. And then once he realizes he doesn't meet the ball carrier with enough force, again, trying to go for the punch out at the end instead of making a solid tackle. So here he is, 21. You can see him. He hangs on this too long. And then when he comes in, tries to get the punch out, and he gives up a touchdown. Just far too many explosives, far too many touchdowns. Here he's been playing with clamp coverage or double coverage on Jamar Chase. This is not good double coverage. Like, you guys are not playing this double coverage well at all. And he's supposed to keep Jamar from getting the middle of the field. And I mean, look, Joe Burrow's got a guy in his face, but if this is a better throw, it's a touchdown too. But it's still an explosive play. Still doesn't play to the ball. I get it. It's Jamar Chase, but you are double covering him and you allow him 6 yards behind you. How does that happen? Just far too many explosives, far too many touchdowns given up. That's why when I started looking at this tape and I got through a bunch of games, I was like, okay, everybody's saying this could be our starting guy. I was like, I don't see it. I don't see it. And so you can see why I say depth piece with starting experience and how, he's saying I count experience as experience. And for me, I'm saying not all experience is great, but he's good straight line speed. He can make tackles when he's at a full run and he doesn't have to try and change direction all that much. So I say he's got a lot of potential to be a really good special teams player, a really good gunner on punt teams. And let's not downplay that too much. Those can be game-changing plays. Yeah. But I don't see this as a guy who's going to push Marquis Siegel, Jair Brown, or Malik Mustafa. Like, I just don't see it.
So Mike B asks, textbook definition of camp body to fill up a 90-man roster?
I mean, maybe. I honestly, he was given a $1.75 million contract, so it wasn't a vet minimum. And so I don't think it was just a camp body contract. I do think he's brought in to be because they were looking, I think, to get a safety in the draft somewhere, and that didn't happen. And so after the draft, they were like, okay, we need to add a fourth safety into the room. Like, we only have 3 safeties in the room. Yeah, I get it. They have a couple other guys, but I don't think, I I don't think it was necessarily like, um, these are guys that I don't think they're looking at like Canteen. As I guess what I'm trying to say. Like I don't see Canteen as being a guy who's going to supplant him.
Right,
I
right.
don't think he's better than some of the guys that they have, but he's not starting caliber in the NFL.
So NY Niners 4949 asks, does better, and this is what I was curious about too. Does better coaching fix this stuff? Or once you're at the point where it's like he's been in the league 6 years, is that beyond salvage?
Yeah, so Rob asked me the same question about him yesterday, and what I look at it is there's a couple things here. One, once guys are 6 years into league, you pretty much know who they are. It's pretty rare that you see somebody play at a certain level of just like barely mediocre or subpar in a lot of ways, and suddenly with a different coaching staff become this ascendant player. It's extremely rare. Um, Two, I guess for me, I look at what are coachable traits and what are inherent traits. And coachable traits are those things that, you know, take work. Is going to be footwork. It's going to be recognition and film study. It's going to be understanding your rules and communication on defense. It's going to be hand placement. It's going to be body movement. Those things are coachable traits and techniques. What are inherent traits are how aggressive are you on the field? How quickly do you trigger on certain plays? It's kind of like quarterbacks. Like you can know all the whiteboard stuff, but there's an inherent trait of processing, of seeing what's happening in front of you, that for me he just looks a tick slow. And I say, okay, this might just be an inherent trait that he struggles in. um, I don't see really good short area burst. That's not going to improve. So like, and I see somebody who doesn't have a really big frame to get in there and stand up against blocking wide receivers. So all those things put together, there's inherent traits that I just see are lacking, that are keeping him from being a better safety. And I look at it and I say these aren't going to change coming to the 49ers. There might be some better coaching that happens here. I'm When I see a player like this, for me, I usually go, this doesn't look like coaching issues. These look like just some deficiency issues. And so I don't think this is going to be a situation where a guy suddenly bursts onto the scene. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. There may be something that changes here. Maybe he's in a bad headspace. I don't know. I
Right.
don't know what was going on in the building in Miami. I know there was a lot going on in that building, but I if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm going to look at this guy and I'm gonna say, okay,
Say barbecue chicken.
yeah, barbecue
Stardom.
chicken. Like, well, what I'm gonna do if I'm an offensive coordinator is I'm gonna try and figure out how do we get him in the box? Like, how do we make it so he's in the box?
Mm.
And how do I put him in conflict to
'Cause he
try
doesn't
and
do well.
play these things?
And
Because he's not
yeah,
going to do that. And once he takes a wrong step, we've got him cooked. I just need him to take one or two wrong steps, and Christian McCaffrey's beating him, or Kyron Williams is beating him, or Jeremiah Love is beating him. Like those are things that I'm looking at, and I'm
yeah.
saying if I'm an offensive coordinator
Or
in the
Bobo.
NFC West, that I look at this and I say, yes, put him on the field for me, and I'll try and figure, and I will do my best to go after him with in the run game as best I can. And I think they would have a lot of success.
Yeah. uh, you in life will have a lot of success if you head over to jfa49.com. Thank you to those who have already. Remember also, when you see someone in Niners gear, which, speaking of Niners gear, you could have some more different types of Niners gear. Stay tuned for that. But if you see people in Niners gear, make sure you show them your phone, show them the channel. Johnny likes to drink from that now any chance he gets to show that
Well,
off.
it's
I
good
love it.
coffee too. It's good coffee too.
Yeah.
I will say real quick on that. This upcoming season, honestly, the best way you can help promote the channel, if you want to help promote what we're doing here, there's going to be that YouTube is bringing back the share function on a lot of stuff where you can instantly share it to people. Sharing of a video is like sending it to a friend is the fastest way that YouTube will say somebody likes this video enough that we will promote it to other people. You share it to one person, it will probably show that same video to 5 people, is what YouTube's algorithm will do, because likes are good, comments are better, shares are the best. Because that tells the AI that you like the video not only enough to like it, not only enough to come and engage with it.
But
You
for
liked it so much you were willing to take time to send it to somebody else, and that tells them more about how much you like the video than anything else. So that you see this on all social media. Like, one thing can have 500 likes and 1,000 views, 2 shares. Something can have 600 likes, 100 shares, and 500,000 views.
right.
And it's all about the shares.
No, the shares are definitely huge. I do that for my business for renting a limo. I say like and share for a chance to win a free limo ride, right? And so they have to share it, and now I get 87 shares. Where on a regular Facebook post, I might get one, maybe, and it's my mom. So, which doesn't count, right? It's like, so yes. Now Dr. Steve, which by the way, I don't know how Dr. Steve Brule finally found a way to get his at changed back, because for a while, if you remember, Johnny, it was not Dr. Steve, but we all know him as Dr. Steve. So good to
Yeah.
have you back so that you can announce yourself as what we all know. But he asks, will there be a Johnny Dell Football Academy turban?
There's not going to be a Johnny Dell Football
Right.
Academy turban.
Not yet.
Um,
I
not
mean,
not yet.
now maybe like
I will say Printful, who I'm fulfilling the all the stuff through. They don't offer a turban, so I'm sorry.
right, right.
I'll send them a letter about it. But here's some of the stuff that is
Dude,
on
that
the
tote
docket.
bag for a plane
Tote
ride,
bag's looking pretty
dude.
cool. It's a
Yeah,
big gym bag. You can get it with the IXOSF on it with the
dude.
JDFA
That is
logo.
solid, man.
We got the distressed JFA hat where it's embroidered. Now, this is one I've got. The reason I haven't gone live on this stuff is because of like hats just like that is they had to change it just a little bit for their embroidery, and I need to get it in and make sure that it looks okay. If
Yeah.
it looks terrible, I'm redoing it, and I don't want people to buy it and be like, bro, this thing
What is
sucks,
this?
and
Yeah, yeah.
like what is happening here. And then be like, well, here, I'm gonna try and send you something else. We got the IXOXOSF hoodie. We got a different embroidered dad hat, the classic dad hat. We got the embroidered snapback hat, so it's the mesh back
Yes.
with the snapback.
I'm snapback.
And we got the light and the dark on these. So we got it. I got the same tumbler you see right here, with the JDFA on it. Got a water bottle with it. Got trucker snapback with the Johnny Dell's Football Academy on it. I got the other trucker snapback. So this one, I did it in a couple different colors. I had to do it in a little bit different color scheme for that. That one. Got the shirt, got the muscle shirt, got stickers, got the mugs. My mugs are coming in soon, hopefully. Now these are some of my favorite products here. The Super Bowl 23, if you know, hoodie and shirts. This is the game-winning play to John Taylor in the back of the end zone for Super Bowl 23. If you want to know what it actually looked like, there it is. So you can show your old school Niner love. I've got it in the hoodie and the t-shirt, and I've got it in dark and light colors. I had to change the font here for the light, but you can get these in all sorts of different colors. You can get it in bone. You can get it in carbon gray, oatmeal heather, light pink if you want for the ladies.
Mother of pearl. Do you have mother of
in
pearl?
in in plain white. In the dark, we got black, we got navy, we got charcoal heather, we got vintage black, we got military green, salute to service. Same with the shirts. And then on these, I got the classic sprint ride option play to win the NFC Championship game, the most famous play in football history, the catch. And you can get these in all sorts of different colors. You can get them in both the t-shirt and the hoodie. We got the hoodie over here as well, the Sprint Ride Option hoodie. These are some products that I'm really excited about. I really I think are going to be cool, and it could be great. I think this looks great against the bone with the contrast of the colors. You can see Sprint Ride Option there, and it's if you know, you know, because you are a 49ers fan. Even got the Sprint Ride Option lightweight zip up
Quarter zip.
pullover.
Quarter.
So quarter zip. There you go. It got it on the back with the logo on the front. So all sorts of merch coming down the pipeline. Even got the drawstring backpack here with Sprint Ride Option on it. So you can represent your 49ers. You go tailgating. That would be a tailgating showpiece. You bring your stuff to tailgate and you got it there with that on it. That nothing sets you apart as a 49ers fan more than that. Having the catch on your back, your drawstring backpack. So
Dr. Steve, now I have something nice to go to weddings in. Yes, we are here for you. Yes, do not get divorced.
Yeah, no. So there's lots of merch. If there's more things that you're interested in, email me, message me, let me know what you're thinking. There's a lot there. We got the magnets as well. So really cool stuff. I'm hoping, I think I like it anyways. So I've been sending it to different people. Like I sent it to Wayne Breeze. I'm like, dude, check this out. He's probably getting driven nuts by me sending him all this stuff because I need feedback. I'm like, dude, what do you think? Like, what do I need to change? Like all this stuff. So I think it'll be pretty cool. And I've wanted to do the if you know you know t-shirts shirts for years. Yeah. I've been sitting on that idea, and it just came around to did I have the tools? And honestly, AI really helped on that. It had the tools to put it together the way I envisioned it in my mind, and then a company that could fulfill it in a reasonable way. So it's been awesome because I didn't want it to be $50. I didn't want to do that. And so I'm excited for all this stuff and what it can do and what we got out there. So it's coming. And now I'm going to be out of town next week.
Yes,
I'm on a business trip, so we won't have any shows next week, but I'm going to get my prints in next week. And so right when I come in, hopefully we're about 9-10 days away from going live on it. We'll see.
Okay. Let's get you out of here on this. Crosby. It was brought up in the chat a little bit too. Crosby from the Raiders. We already talked about Bosa's brother a little bit, but let's talk about Crosby. What's your take? Let's get into it.
Yeah, so he's saying everyone also says we're definitely going to trade for Max Crosby too. He doesn't think we are. You know, one thing to remember was I think it was Brad Graham had brought this up that Crosby doesn't really want to play in the Bay Area again. For just whatever reasons. You know, I don't know what those reasons are. Those that's fine. That's up to him. People can make their own decisions in life. But after being with the Raiders in the Bay Area and then in Vegas, he doesn't really want to play in the Bay Area again. So there's a challenge there. Now you trade for him. But whoever trades for him is going to have to give him a new contract. So they do have money this year to give him a new contract. But I'm not sold on the efficacy of having two 29 to 31-year-old defensive ends under big contracts. I'm not sold on how much that really does. That is a very win now move. But that is one that if it's kind of like 2023, they made such a big push in 2023 that if you do fall short, it kind of sabotages you for the next 2 years. And so I don't think that is not a June move to me. That is a end of September move to me, or middle of October move to me. If you move for Max Crosby, you need to see what Romello Height has. Like you need to see what Romello Height has. Yeah. You need to get a feeling for how much juice does Joey Bosa still have left in the tank. If you think Joey Bosa can come in and give you 8 sacks along with Romello Height, and if he can give you 6 sacks, that the two of those guys, in this rotation, that you're looking at 14 sacks between those two guys, if you think that's what you can do, then you're looking at that and saying, we can do that for a fraction of the price of a Max Crosby. It depends on how much you like Keon White on base downs against the run. Because Keon White's going to fill the Michael Williams role until Michael comes back. People are saying we should trade Michael and a first-round pick and a second-round pick. Who says no? And I say, well, I think I think Michael's contract says no, because he's under he cannot be traded while he's injured like this. Like there would have to be an agreement. I don't think Michael's going to agree to that. Michael would not want to go to the Raiders right now.
Right.
So, like in everything, I just don't think it's realistic. This is not a June maneuver. It is definitely a September or October if it happens. They want to see the guy that they just invested a third-round pick in, who they believe is probably one of the top 5 edge rushers out of this class as far as pure pass rushers. So I think they want to see that. Who's 25? Like they didn't bring Romello Height in to stash him on the roster for 2 years while he develops. They picked a guy who was 25, who had an incredible first step, who is polished as a pass rusher, because they believe that he can help now, not that he's going to help in 2 years. This is not the Michael Williams kind of a pick where he's 20, 21 coming into the league, and they're saying, okay, when this gets 23, he's going to be a monster, right? Like that's not what they did with that pick. This is a guy who says, I'm 25. He's very finished, because by the time he finishes his rookie deal, we may not be giving him a second contract, right? But he gives us 4 really good years. I think that's what they're looking at. So I just think, I just don't see it like the way that everybody else is, of like, yes, that is a reactionary thing of we're starving for something that tells us in June that we're Super Bowl champs in 7 months.
Yeah.
Like because you're seeing that in other things. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Same. Couldn't agree more. I have disagreed with you in life before. This is not one of those times. It just doesn't make any sense. So, but it was enough to kind of talk about. It's been not just brought up in this chat. I've seen it, a little bit.
It's probably the number one focus of conversation right now is
Yeah.
Max Crosby, because there was a report from a Raiders insider that says the talks between the 49ers interest in Max Crosby is nuclear hot.
Yeah.
And so like I see that and I go, okay.
I just don't see it.
I also Cayman's Island, he says, can a man get a JD Football Academy hat? The print is coming in Sunday. I gotta verify the print Sunday. I will tell you this. I'll tell you this, Caymans. You've been such a great friend of the show and a good friend of me. I'll get that print in Sunday. I will send you the link to get one before it goes live. I put it live on the show. I'll send you a link to get one if it turns out good. If it's turned out good, if it turns out terrible, I'm not gonna let you buy a hat that was terrible. So so just letting you know.
So, all right. Yeah. To me, it's a nothing burger, but we bring it up because people won't stop talking about it. But
well, I won't say it's a complete nothing burger. I think that that there's a lot of interest from the 49ers. I mean, look, Max Crosby is an incredible player. The idea of Bosa and Crosby together, is just incredible. Like, I have a bad joke on my mind. I just think that there could be like a Jim Carrey in Ace Detective or Ace Ventura 2, when he meets the other tribe, they keep calling him a nickname. I just see 2 of those guys, like that being their nicknames for the 49ers as a pass rush duo. It would be incredible. Like it would be one of the best pass rushes, maybe the best pass rush in the NFL. I'm not sold on it being like, that's a heavy price to pay. And I just don't see it as a June maneuver. Like but at the same point, like I think they want him. If I was them, I would want to see him get through like most of the Raiders training camp healthy and then trade for him. Like that's what I would do. Is I would make offers around then. And I would see what Romello Height looks like. If Romello Height looks like a 12 sack guy, if he looks like what James Pierce did, I would want um, uh, our defensive coordinator to get eyes on him and say, does this look like James Pierce, who you had? And I know James Pierce is at all the off field. I'm meaning as a football player, like, because James Pierce had 10 and a half sacks last year. You're putting 10 and a half sacks across from Nick Bosa, and we're really excited about what's happening. And you put that with Oso Digizua, and you put that with a mix of Keon White and Michael Williams rushing from the inside. You're really excited about what that's going to be. You're saying I don't need to spend 2 first round picks and a player and a lot of cap space to go get Max Crosby. So like that's what I want to see. I think they need to see that on the field. I think before, but I think they want to keep the Raiders on the line for it.
Yeah. Well, we're in June, so we're gonna say this a lot. It's a wait and see kind of situation. We'll talk more, not next week, remember, but hit the notification bell if you have not already, so you can be updated when we do go live. In the meantime, in between time, stay safe, stay healthy, be ready for new gear coming, and as always, go Niners.